Welcome to the FnF Victory Road Draft League Season 2 Winners Finals. This is a best of 3 set. We need 2 wins to go ahead and advance to the Grand Finals. This is battle number 2. Noel has already won the first match, however, this is still anyone's game. This is between Noel from Sun and Friendly versus Edgar, Team Moondrinkers. Before we go into some quick initial thoughts, let's just go over the Megas and Z Pokemon. Mega Houndoom is making another appearance again on Edgar's side. Noel has not brought any Mega Pokemon. And the Z Pokemon are actually the same from the first match. We have Arcanine on Noel's side and Garchomp on Edgar's side, both with Z any privilege. And let's go through some very quick changes. It looks like the only change made to either team is actually on Noel's side. Togedemaru has been swapped out for Venusaur. And let's just go ahead and go into some brief initial thoughts. Let's focus on that change, actually. So, for those of you who, well, hopefully you've already seen the first match, but in case you're not aware, Noel did bring Togedemaru, and while it did do some decent scouting and protecting with protected spiky shields, overall it didn't really seem to benefit too much on Noel's side. So I can at least understand I guess the utility in terms of bringing out Venusaur, especially if Houndoom brings Sunny Day again, in which case Venusaur can definitely benefit using its chlorophyll ability, so it looks like we actually have a more evenly balanced Sun and Sand friendly team on Noel's side. However, Edgar has chosen to keep the same team, so I wonder if we're going to see any different moves, or better yet, maybe like different tactics or different strategy overall. Last time Edgar did open up with Excalibur, so we could see another suicide lead, or maybe we see something different. Maybe Excalibur is maybe kept in the back to go ahead and take out another big threat, maybe potentially Venusaur or Arcanine, or I would say maybe Excadrill. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and begin. And out comes Faye the Mienshao, opening for Edgar's side, and Noel opens with Willpower, the Machamp. Both fighting leads, interesting. Faye does a U-turn, doesn't do too much damage to Willpower. I'm assuming we're going to see... Okay, Cofagrigus. I was expecting Fortis. A close combat, however, does not affect Accident due to the Ghost-type ability. However, Knockoff will go ahead and reduce it to about 45%. Willpower has lost its ability, it's changed to Mummy. Ooh, and now a Trick Room. Ooh, interesting. Kind of very used to seeing Noel using the Trick Room. I wonder if Noel's prepared for that strategy. And Exon has just set up a nasty plot. Can it take a hit from Full Bloom, though? Does about 72% damage with a Shadow Ball against Full Bloom. Full Bloom tries to respond to Sleep Powder, but unfortunately misses, which means this is Full Bloom's last appearance unless Noel switches. Indeed they do. We now see Everlast setting up a Sandstorm. Shadow Ball still does 56% damage. This is a very tough nut to crack. However, it looks like Noel's hoping to get some chip damage through Sand. Out comes Machamp once again. Even boost that. I don't think you can take another Shadow Ball. Oh, interesting. 51% damage. Takes it down to about 37%, and then with Sand, Willpower is brought down to 31%. So it looks like Trick Room is finally gone, and a Knockoff is able to go ahead and finish it. Willpower loses its Guts ability once again, however, Accident is taken out. Already a very explosive match, we're only about 7 turns in. Now comes Genarog the Garchomp, it opens up with Earthquake to finish off Willpower. The score is now 5-5. Now comes Promise the Mesprit. And in response, Edgar sends out lastly the Forges. Hidden Power isn't very effective. Sandstorm is chipping away at both Pokemon. So far, no real change just yet, but now out comes Full Bloom. It looks like Leslie's setting up a Wish. I wonder if Noelle has Synthesis, potentially to heal itself. Oh, no. We see a switch to Genarog, the Garchomp, who has just been Leech Seeded. Okay, interesting. Looks like Noelle's going for the... almost like a stall tactic. And it looks like Black Sludge is healing Venusaur, but oh, instead we see a switch to Promise the Mesprit. Oof, the Outrage takes it out in one shot. That Outrage is absolutely killer. I mean, okay, so we see Everlast filling up his Sandstream. I wonder if Noelle's missing that Togedemaru to take that Outrage. Yikes. Okay, looks like Genarog is confused, but Everlast is also taken out. The score is now 5-3 in Edgar's favor. Out comes Excadrill, Amelie the Excadrill, probably trying, and indeed it does set up a substitute before I could even say it. However, the confusion does not go into effect. Genarog does another Outrage and breaks the substitute very easily. Even with the Steel typing, I don't think Amelie can really take too many hits from Edgar's Genarog. Oof. Nice, 69% damage. Brings Amelie down to about 25% health. It does have a little bit of leftovers, but and some boost from Leech Seed, but it won't be able to take another Outrage. Ooh, Earthquake is more than enough to go ahead and take it out, doing about 64% damage, and down goes Genarog. Score is now 4-3. It's still on Edgar's side. However, a speedy Amelie is going to be really tough to break through. I wonder if we're going to see Houndoom. Oh, no, instead we see Sun Eater, the Excelgor. Noelle responds with Full Bloom Venusaur instead. Probably trying to... oh, interesting. We see a Yawn. I'm assuming the Yawn was meant for Excadrill, but... now that Venusaur took it, Amelie can come right back out. Okay, Sun Eater does a U-turn, probably trying to save itself for another fight. And out comes Lazuli. Interesting choice against Amelie. Well, this is trying to set up a Wish. Oof, Iron Head, 78% damage. Not enough to take out Lazuli, but the flinch prevents it from moving and setting up that Wish. Things are not looking good for Lazuli. Ooh, Amelie sets up the substitute. Interesting. Probably anticipating a switch. However, Lazuli stayed out on the field, used Hidden Power, and got rid of the substitute. Now that Amelie's at 23%. Oh, never mind. It's healed up through 30%. It can do another substitute if it so chooses, but it clearly can't take a Hidden Power. Amelie instead goes for the Earthquake to take out Lazuli. The score is back down to an even 3-3. However, with Excelgor... oh, never mind. A Fey comes out instead, but Excelgor could easily take out any of the other Pokemon with, or at least bring it down to red. Instead, we see a high jump kick. While it's resisted, it does bring full bloom down to about 16%, or sorry, 22% after the Black Sludge recovery. Another high jump kick is enough to go ahead and take out full bloom, though. The score is back down to 3-2 in Edgar's favor. This is really tough. Fire Pup is out on the field, however, it is not fast enough to move first. To compensate, Noel has just used Fire Pup has just used agility. If he can take out Faye in one shot, and oh, here comes the first Z move of the day. Devastating Drake is more than enough to go ahead and take it out. I'm assuming that was saved for Garchomp, but Fire Pup never got a chance to go ahead and set up. Score is back down to 2-2, but Fire Pup is in dire straits, only 13% health. And out comes Maurice, the Mega Houndoom. My name never gets old, I love it. Outrage only does about 53% damage. If it can do one more hit, unfortunately, we'll never get a chance. Dark Pulse is able to take out Fire Pup. Score is now back down to 2-1. Amelie, without the speed boost from Sand, might struggle against Maurice. Indeed, it does not get the chance to even move. Dark Pulse is able to go out and take out Amelie, and the match is over. This is a win for Edgar, the Team Moondrinker side. Oof. And that means the set score is now 1-1. Each side has won one match, so this will move on to a third match, and the winner of the next match will be the set winner and advance to Grand Finals. Wow, so whew, that was a very interesting matchup. Excellent plays by both sides. I totally was not expecting the Trick Room setup earlier for Cofagrigus, and obviously that nasty plot. That was pretty inspired. And even though Cofagrigus didn't get to sweep, I feel like that at least threw off enough of the beginning of the game to go ahead and sort of force Noel more to the defensive, and both sides traded some really good strategies, I believe, or I guess tactics, I should say. And I wonder if the presence of Venusaur actually kept Maurice in check also, because as we've seen, Maurice has not come out pretty much until the end of the battle, and quite obviously Sunny Day wouldn't have been able to really help out Edgar's side if it would help out Team Sun and Friendly. So just really interesting setup on both sides. I honestly can't wait to get started in the next match, see what else what's to come from either player. And without further ado, this is Line Hugs from Florida Fresh Ribbons. Tune in for the next battle of the set coming up very shortly.